Yo, what's up, everybody? It's a bit later in the day. Usually I record in the morning. I recorded a video this morning. Took about 40 minutes. I was pretty happy with it. Told a couple stories, had a couple laughs, did a little bit of commentary. And then, I turn off my recording on my phone for my voice. I turn off the recording for PlayStation. If you don't know how you record, you double tap the button that says share above it. That's also how you cancel a recording. That's how you stop it. I double press it to cancel it, and the little blip in the corner says you just started recording, so I spent like 40 minutes talking to myself. I wouldn't really call it a waste of time, but it was probably a complete utter waste of time. I have been out and about all day, very stressful overall. Not many good moments today. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not many good moments at all, but you know what? I'm here and I'm playing my favorite silly little game. So yeah, I'm gonna cut to when the game starts and we'll hop right in and I'll start telling my silly little stories. This is goddamn when did the game gonna do the thing, bro? When the game gonna start, bro? Yo! Alright, so I'm gonna try to keep the tone a bit more chill back. I'm gonna try to keep the tone a little more laid back today, a little more relaxed, a little less, I'm not saying that I scream or anything like that, but I'm just gonna relax, just have fun. Well, nothing changed at all, actually, now that I think about that. But you know what, I'm gonna try to be a little more calm, talk a little softer, be a little more relaxed. So yeah, today my day it wasn't the best. It was very stressful, just inconvenience after inconvenience. But I got through it. As I said, I think right before I'm talking now. And yeah, but one of the big things was I had to drive a pretty long way. Had to go a very long way to get something I've been wanting to get for a good while. I saved up and I bought myself a violin. Pretty happy about that. Remember as a kid I used to play the violin. I was in the music class. I played violin, I think from just 1 year in 3rd grade, I want to say. I think it was right before COVID had hit. So yeah, I played violin when I was younger. And it was cool, I didn't want to play violin because I was interested in violin. I was just playing violin because I wanted to get out of class. And also that same exact year I went into the school choir. I think it was either choir or chorus. Can't remember. I use those terms interchangeably, but pretty much just school singing, pretty much. And I learned a lot of stuff about singing. I learned a lot of stuff about vocalizing. That kind of bled into my music making now, I want to say. And not really in the sense that, I sing and stuff like that now, but in the sense that, I understand music a bit more than I did before going into that class. Granted, I was much younger back then, but still, it doesn't hurt to have knowledge about stuff. And yeah, I was really interested in music soon after, and it was just a few years later I started making music, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, going back to the violin, I remember playing it as a kid. It was fun, it was cool. Very painful at first. I'm assuming it's very similar with guitars, where for the first couple days to a week or two, I want to say, is just kind of building up calluses on the tips of your fingers, so the strings don't just slice into your hand. And it was extremely painful. And unfortunately, despite playing the violin for the whole school year, I never really got past the phase of building up calluses, so I ended up just pretty much just hurting my hands. And anytime the little cut would heal, just go back to being damaged immediately. But that also had really bad anxiety too back then, so it's just I would bite my nails a lot, so that didn't help either. I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure I lost a fingernail or two through just that 1 year alone. It was pretty gnarly to see, but you know what? After that, my mom was like, okay, we're not having you do instruments anymore, which is understandable. But I had a lot of fun. I didn't make any friends. I didn't necessarily like the teacher. He was chill though. I can't remember his name. Vaguely remember what he looked like. But it was just a cool year overall, you know. That was probably one of my favorite years, I think, in all of elementary school. Not necessarily because a lot of cool stuff happened, but just because it was just a decent year overall, you know. Not too much stress. It was kind of like an awkward time where school is no longer just for fun, and it's a lot more about learning, but it's not fully about learning, you know. The lag is really bad. What's the ping? The ping is like just watched it spike to 300 like twice. But yeah, it was like that awkward transition where it's going from like, you know, nap time every day to, okay, we actually got to get stuff done every day. If you know what I mean, you know, just like the school getting more difficult, school becoming more school and less of daycare, if you will. So yeah, it was I remember, from what I remember, I think it was a pretty easy year. I can't remember if it was 3rd or 4th grade. All I remember is both teachers I had for both of those years were amazing. They were really cool. They're really chill. One of them I'm pretty sure he was the computer lab teacher before becoming a full-on teacher. And then another one I genuinely cannot remember what he did before he was a teacher. But he was also chill. I think he was really good in sports, actually. I remember never in my life have I ever seen somebody throw a football that far. It was absolutely absurd to see that man throw a football across the entire field. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm dead here, which is fine, because I want to get to talking anyways. But yeah, that year was really good. I liked it. And violin was it was really cool. For what I remember, I picked it up really quickly. I got not good at it, but I got better than most of my classmates. Probably because I was the only one that kind of semi-practiced. But then again, even though I did practice, I was like once a day, and it was just when I was bored. And instead of like, you know, playing Mary Had a Little Lamb, I was just playing like Undertale music on it. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, the school year had ended, and you know they took the violins back. And I never really thought about it again. And then like a few years later, can't remember what grade I was in at this point, but I was like, you know what, I want to play the violin again. So I bought another violin. I remember it was kind of pricey. I think it won like $35. But still, for my mom, that was like a big amount of money to be spending, because she's completely oblivious to the fact that buying like a good quality violin can range anywhere between like $400 to $800. At least from the pricing I've seen. What I've seen, like $350 is kind of like the number that is kind of reasonable to pay. But yeah, I had that violin for a good while. I never did anything with it. It's just I didn't care for it. Or I don't mean I didn't care for it in the sense that, you know, I left it damaged. I didn't maintain it. It was just I didn't care to play violin anymore. It wasn't something I wanted to do. So eventually, I think we sold it. And then after that, kind of forgot about it. And then like a few months ago, I'm like, violins are kind of cool. So I got another one. And that was chill. I'm happy with it. You know, I saved up for a good little while. This is the most expensive violin I've ever bought, which isn't saying much because I've only ever bought 2 in my whole life. It's $50, which is still pretty good. And looking at it, it was a pretty damn good violin, honestly. It doesn't sound the best, but it's probably just a me issue. I haven't played in a really long time. But yeah, I plan on practicing a bit more. I spent like probably, it wasn't too long before I hit record, but it was a good while. It was a good while ago. I spent probably like 30 minutes just struggling to tune the violin because I couldn't remember how to tune it. And then when I did remember how to tune it, I was just kind of sat there awkwardly trying to tune it for a really long time. It took forever. It was starting to piss me off because the violin, it doesn't, like, there's nothing that really holds it in place, if that makes sense. Like the little pegs that change the pitch of the strings. There's nothing that really holds it in place. All it is just friction. It's all just friction. So and it didn't have friction. I don't know if like it was old or I don't know if I was just stupid and didn't know what I was doing, but like it was a struggle. It was a huge struggle, but I finally got it tuned to like a good amount. Okay, real talk. This game is really laggy. I remember I heard this game had like a really big server attack a while back. And I like to imagine this is kind of what it looked like. I've been playing this game. I've been playing this game. I've been playing this game since like 2021. I think this is the worst I think I've ever seen it run. This is the worst I've ever seen this game run. That's horrible. That's saying a lot because I used to play this on I used to play this game on like a 7-year-old Xbox. I think it's just a server issue. I don't think it's on my end. But yeah, I really don't have much else to talk about today. Not much has happened. Not much has happened. Not much good. Not much good, and not much bad. It was just kind of a mediocre day overall. But you know, it's all right. There's always tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, do my normal thing. You know, get my cup of coffee, and then I'm gonna hit record. And hopefully I actually remember to record my video next time. Believe it or not, I think this is like the 4th or 5th time I've recorded an entire video and forgot to actually hit record on what I needed to hit record on. I think one of the first times, I think the first time it happened, I played for probably like an hour, and then I forgot to hit record on my voice, so I just talked to myself with no recording for like an hour. And another time it happened, it was the exact same thing, except okay, well, it's not gonna completely be about stories of me forgetting to hit record. It's also just gonna be stories of me, like, just struggling to record. Because I've had I think like 3 recordings ruined because first match I try to load up into, the game crashes immediately, and it's not the type of crashing where like it closes out the game. It's like the type of crashing where like it doesn't even do anything. It doesn't even say anything. The game just freezes up and I can't do anything, and it's just. I don't know, it's just really awkward. I had to just sit there for like 10-15 minutes, and then before I realized like the game's not like a thing at work. Oh my god, yeah, I think I'm done. I think that's a sign. This video's done. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a shorter one today, which is alright. So if you watched this far, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I hope you have a good rest of your day today and a good rest of your week. You know, there's like a day left till the weekend, but you know, have a good week in general. You know, I hope yours went well, and I'll see you tomorrow.